Should you wait to buy a home? Will rates finally drop? Do you really need 20% down? As we head into 2026, I'm breaking down the 3 questions that dominated 2025 and giving you the answers nobody else will. I am Ron Siegel, certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. Let me share what I've been learning and hearing. Let me share what I've been hearing all year long. First-time home buyers came to me with the same 3 questions over and over. Here's what's interesting. The conventional answers they were getting missed the bigger picture entirely. Question 1, should I wait to buy in 2026 or did I miss my chance? Here's what I told every single person who asked me this. Trying to time the real estate market is like trying to catch a falling knife. You might get lucky or you might get hurt. The real question isn't about the market, it's about your household budget and your strategy. I had a couple come to me. They'd been waiting 2 years for the perfect time to buy. Know what happened? They spent $72,000 in rent during those 2 years. That's $72,000 they'll never get back. Meanwhile, their friends who bought in 2023 now have equity building in their home. People worry about spending too much money on interest, yet $72,000 in rent is no different than spending too much in interest because you'll never get it back. The right time to buy isn't determined by what some economist predicts. It's determined by whether you have job stability, manageable debt, and a plan that fits your household blended interest rate. Question 2, will rates and prices drop in 2026? Everyone wants me to pull out my crystal ball on this one. Here's the truth. Rates might stabilize, they might tick down a bit, but we're not going back to 3% mortgages. That ship has sailed. But here's what nobody talks about. Your mortgage rate is only one part of the conversation. What really matters is your household rate. What's the weighted average of all your debt, your mortgage, your car, your credit cards, your student loans? I worked with a client recently who was holding off on buying because he wanted to wait for a lower rate. Meanwhile, he was carrying $45,000 in credit card debt at 23% interest and 2 car loans at 8%. We repositioned that debt into his new mortgage. And even though his mortgage rate was 6.75%, his household blended interest rate dropped from 14.2 to 6.1. That freed up $1,847 per month in his budget. Now, here's the part that most people miss when they're waiting for rates to drop. If rates do come down, what happens? Suddenly, everyone who's been sitting on the sidelines rushes into the market. More buyers competing for the same homes means prices go up, way up. Think about it this way. Your mortgage payment today might be at the highest point, but the home price is probably at the low point. And here's the beautiful part. We can always restructure a home loan if rates drop. You can refinance, but you can't go back and change the price you paid for the house. So you're choosing between locking in today's price with today's rate, knowing you can fix the rate later, or waiting and possibly paying more for the same house when rates drop and competition heats up. We can change your mortgage payment. We cannot change your home price. Strategy beats rate always. Question number 3. Do I really need 20% down? This one drives me crazy because the answer is absolutely not. Yet I still hear people delaying their home purchase to save up that magical 20%. Here's the reality. Conventional loans are available with as little as 3% down. FHA loans need 3.5% down. VA loans, nothing down. And there are dozens of down payment assistance programs that most buyers don't even know about. In fact, I recently helped a teacher qualify for a program that required only 1% down. 1%. And many states have updated their first-time homebuyer assistance programs for 2026, some offering grants that cover closing costs, that provide forgivable second mortgages for down payment help. These programs exist at the state, county, and even city level, but nobody tells you about them because most lenders aren't willing to do the extra paperwork. But here's where suitability comes into play. Just because you're eligible for a 1% or 3% down loan doesn't mean it's suitable for your situation. Maybe you'd be better off with a 5% down to avoid PMI jumping off sooner. Maybe you should use some of your down payment savings to pay off high interest debt, or maybe, and this is where it gets interesting, you should use some of those same funds to buy down the interest rate. I had a client ready to put 15% down on a home after we ran the numbers, We put down 5% and used part of the savings to buy down his interest rate and the rest to eliminate his credit card debt and build a proper emergency fund. His monthly payment actually went down by $340 and his overall monthly obligations dropped by $890. That's the difference between eligibility and suitability. Bottom line, here's what I want you to know as we head into 2026. The questions have not changed, but the strategies have evolved. Before you make any decisions about buying a home, you need to see the complete picture of your household finances. Visit rsrlinks.com/keysteps, rsrlinks.com/keysteps. And you'll get access to the same financial framework I use with my clients to help them make smart, strategic decisions about home buying. And if you want to understand how buy down strategies can lower your payment, rsrlinks.com/buydown. That's rsrlinks.com/buydown. Because remember, strategy beats rate always. That's Real-Time Real Estate. I am Ron Siegel, your certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. Remember, Real-Time Real Estate brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com.